Good evening. We're going to talk about the problem of poverty of Somalia because we have seen the poor people of Somalia is a lot of. So we're going to talk about this because it's a difficult situation of this country. So we, with my classmate Santiago, we talk about this.
Eh,
So, so Santiago, we will start talking about this.
as Alejandro said, it will um, solve the poverty of Somalia. To know how or liquid this a problem, first you have to know some elements that this poverty generates. The first element is how UNICEF does not fill the net that this ad had. One of the main enti- one of the main entities that have a in chain of probability aid Somalia is UNICEF, which has and give so uh, 10,000 of supplies or helps. This has helped or a small part of Somalia. Who continue with me problem? Uh, who continue with this problem? Like we said, that this have also provided vaccines so that children can have a little more security in your system immunity out, but still not entering cause them is also forecast um, that this year or year later. In the 2000 in 2011 crisis, repeated with more than 20,000 people dead, which analogy is almost to the people of Armenia India. Uh, Alejandro continued to explicate their situation of pobreza de Somalia.
Okay, to talk and continue the idea of one of what when started this problem of poor on Somalia, we talk about about the chaos of civil war and political fragmentation have made Somalia one of the poorest countries in sub-Saharan Africa. Nearly 7 of 10 Somalians living in poverty, the sixth highest rate in the region. Poverty is both widespread and deep, and unless appropriate policies are implemented, persistent poverty and vulnerability will impede future economic and social development. Today, Somalia has an opportunity following years of sustained effort to re-establish basic economic governance. Somalia may be on the verge of initiating of debt relief process through the ability in debt per country. Initiate, initiate. Normalize relation with the international financial institution meant during the IM, I, during the IMF World Bank annual meetings this past week. Um, my classmate Santiago going to talk about some solution and some ideas to develop this problem of poor in Somalia.
Um, it will, as my father say, um, I can to the second element to highlight is politics. In the second point, I to talk about politics, it has to the say that Somalia has been without a central authority for almost 30 years. Another element may be the groups that emerging. One the most group is so called Al-Shabaab, their groups or for outlaws or conflicts that generate for a food is incremental scale. My conclusion is is mm, my conclusion. Then I will leave um, you with Alejandro so can give more information or the investigation because after uh, speak Alejandro, my conclusion is it's a say that the problem that arise in Somalia is caused by the bad manipulation or the bad management of the recurse that is country has.
So, to talk about so to, so so to talk about a solution and to give we our conclusion. We talk about another solution that we investigate about a minister. So a finance minister at Biraham Dualet Beileh said he was heartened by progress made during discussions with officials from the United States, Somalia's biggest creditor, Britain, and others during the IMF annual and annual meeting this page. So these are looking up. Everybody was positive. Bailey told returns in an interview. He said the USA and other officials were planning with Somalia's strong performance in hiding K, which had in program to work toward to work to work toward debt forgiveness. International Monetary Fund Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva on Saturday pledged IMF's full support for Somalia push of the relief in the near future. The African nation has about 4.7 billion in external debt, which the IMF has declared to be unsustainable. The fund is analyzing the grants needed from members to address Somalia's debt arrears ahead of our meeting in November. Be let's say, Britain, the European Union, and Qatar has offered to cover about 150 million of the roughly 330 million that Somalia owes the IMF, he said. The USA Treasury, which is owed 1 billion by Somalia, and employed and role in encouraging support from the another IMF. members and was in talking with Congress about the step needed to arrest the big bilateral debt fight. They were very skeptically when our governments started, but now they are saying Somalia has truly no, he said. One thing of obtains the relief Somalia is negotiation to receive grants worth about 300 million per year of the next year, Belek said. So the conclusion of this is Somalia should to start better pollution like he that have good ideas and negotiation with other countries to solve the problem of poor and start a negotiation to do and to start campaign campaigns of to give work of people and this form is usually is the better form of Somalia go out of poor. That that was we that were we conclusion.